You don't need to work harder. You just need to work smarter. I find a lot of founders are stuck in doer mode. They just feel like they want to continue to execute, continue to do all the things, and that is how they are productive. Listen, I get it. I have been there. I have done that. When I started my first business, a sustainable fashion consultancy, I was doing all the things. I literally feel like I was running around like a chicken with its head cut off. I was working on client stuff. I was doing business development. I was issuing invoices. I was working on my own marketing. I was working on my website, just wearing all the hats in the world I could on my head. Inevitably, I burnt out, and honestly, nothing was done very well except for the client stuff because I was always very much so like I needed to take care of our clients. But the marketing stuff I wasn't really proud of. The website was kind of meh. And then things fell through the cracks. Instead of constantly doing, I wanted to make this video just to remind you that in order for your business to be as successful as possible, you, the person at the helm, the person that is doing the most amount of work, also needs to be at their best. The first big shift I had was realizing that busyness is not progress. You want to be working on things that move the needle in the business. Nowadays, I have at least one day a week where it's a CEO strategy day where I just think about the strategy. I think about what the priorities are, look at key performance indicators, look at what I should be doing, what I should be changing, and then that can shape what I do for the rest of the week. But it's my check-in with myself to ensure that what I'm actually doing will move the needle in my business. It's not just being busy for the sake of being busy. I'm sure you have things on your plate now where you're doing it just because it's always been done that way, or because you've always done it, or because someone's told you should do this, but you really want to question every single thing on your plate and make sure that it's actually something you need to be doing. Having those weekly CEO strategy days has really helped. And I know sometimes it's hard to carve out that time. So maybe just start with an hour a week or an afternoon a week where you just sit down, think deeply around what you're doing and if it's actually moving the needle in your business. The second thing I want you to do is start to think of yourself as an elite athlete. I know that might sound a bit silly, but hear me out. As the founder, you're wearing so many hats. You're also working so much. It's a lot on your body. It's a lot on your mental health. And so you need to take care of yourself because, again, you're at the helm of your company. And if you don't do well, the company doesn't do well. You need to take care of yourself. That means sleeping enough. That means nourishing your body. That means probably moving your body too. Doesn't have to be an intense workout. Could literally just be a walk outside. Also, if you need to take supplements, if you need to do whatever, like do that. People underestimate how much of a toll it is to start and run a business. I'm here to tell you, I want you to start to think of yourself as an elite athlete. Think about what you need to do to be in peak performance. Does that mean you're sleeping more? Does that mean you're meditating more? Does that mean you're going to therapy and working on your mental health? Does that mean you're journaling? What does that look like? And you can leverage the Notion book down below to figure out what your elite athlete CEO routine looks like. The other thing I really want you to do is to be more proactive versus reactive with your mental health. When I was first starting out and running my business, I used to burn out every single month like clockwork. And it would get to the point where it'd be so debilitating because I just wouldn't be able to do work every single month for a certain amount of time. It was such a vicious hamster wheel because I'd be like, okay, I'm going to burn out probably in a couple weeks. So I should just work more now so I can rest then. And it was just so unhealthy. I finally looked at myself and I was like, I can't live this way anymore. This is so taxing on my health and my mental health. What I ended up doing was trying to take back the reins, take back the control, and be more proactive with it. Now, instead of waiting until I fall off the edge of the cliff and I'm burnt out, I try to ask myself every single morning and every single evening on a scale of 1 to 10, how overwhelmed I feel. And if I know I'm at a 7 or above out of 10 and I'm approaching that burnout, then I need to start to press the brakes a little bit and implement some self-care. That has allowed me to be more proactive with it versus before I wouldn't check in with myself and then I would just all of a sudden be burnt out and had not really prepared for it. It's important you be proactive. When it comes to taking care of yourself, I have something I like to call a self-care menu. I have a list of self-care items I can do that are low effort, medium effort, and high effort. For me personally, my low lift items are just simply sleeping enough, eating a little bit healthier, moving my body, taking a bath, doing a face mask, journaling, meditating. Those are kind of my low lift items. I know, again, if I'm approaching a 5, 6, 7, then I start to pepper some of these things in. And then a medium lift item or a medium price point item could literally just be a workout class. I love a Pilates class, so maybe it's a Pilates class. Maybe it's getting drinks with a friend. Maybe it is treating myself to a ordered lunch so I don't have to cook and worry about that. Whatever that looks like. From a high lift perspective, this could literally be a staycation, could be a vacation, could be a spa day, could be a facial, could be a massage, all the things. You can leverage the Notion workbook down below to help flesh out your self-care menu. The idea is that you are proactive with this and you're implementing this before. The other thing that can be really helpful is implementing the 3Ds. Whenever I'm starting to approach burnout/overwhelm, I look at everything on my plate and I am so cutthroat and so ruthless with it. I either delete anything that doesn't need to be done and is not going to move the needle, or I delay anything that is not urgent, or I delegate anything that does not need to be done by me specifically. That can really help you as well. Running a business is a lot of work. It is a lot of effort. And so it makes sense that you struggle sometimes. It makes sense that you are tired a lot. It makes sense that you burn out. Trust me, I have been there. I have done that. I still want you as much as possible to try to take care of yourself, because if you don't, you're not going to be able to continue to run your business. I hope that some of the items in this video helps you. You can leverage the Notion workbook down below to help you plan all of this out and implement it. But I just wanted to say I am super proud of you. And when you're ready, I'll see you in the next video.